Well, thank you all so much for joining us. A lot has changed in the last few weeks. We learned that the Supreme Court plans to overturn Roe v. Wade and eliminate the right to abortion. It is a constitutional right that generations of women have known. And last week, our Republican colleagues blocked Democrats' bill to establish a federal right to abortion and protect every woman in America's freedom to make her own decision about whether or not to keep a pregnancy. Here in Congress and in states across the country, Republicans are doing everything they can to reverse your rights. For decades, they have been working to overturn Roe and strip women of their right to abortion, and now Republicans are about to get what they have been fighting for. Soon, women will be forced to carry pregnancies to term when they do not want to. My daughter and granddaughters will have fewer rights than I did. And I've been shouting this from the rooftop. Republicans are not going to stop at overturning Roe. They are now talking about a nationwide ban on abortion to prevent every single woman in this country from being able to make her own decision about whether and when to start a family. Last week, Leader McConnell refused to rule out a federal ban on abortion if Republicans take power. Just think about that, a federal ban on abortion. I never thought I would say those words. And of course, Republicans don't just want to ban abortion. They are coming after the birth control that millions of patients rely on to plan a family, which includes IUDs and Plan B. They are jeopardizing families' ability to get the reproductive care like IVF that they need to help start a family. Republicans are targeting anyone who helps a woman get an abortion, doctors, friends, family, drivers just doing their job and getting patients to a medical appointment. This is scary, it's extreme, and it's shameful. And I don't think it should surprise anyone that people in my state of Washington and across the country are not on board with Republicans' radical attempts to reverse their rights. So we are here today to make clear Democrats are not done fighting. Far from it. As Republicans work around the clock to reverse people's rights, Democrats are fighting back around the clock and making the stakes of Republicans' extreme agenda clear. We are getting together today here to make clear we are and will continue to use every lever to our disposal to protect women's ability to control their own bodies. Senate Democrats are holding private companies accountable for collecting and selling data about people who visit abortion clinics. Democrats are urging Secretary of Defense Austin to ensure service members can get an abortion. My colleagues here can tell you more about those efforts. We are fighting to make clear women and providers should not be punished for accessing critical health care services. We're making sure that patients can get birth control without any out-of-pocket costs. And by the way, federal law requires that right now. We are pushing the administration for a federal action plan to respond to the imminent end of Roe. So put simply, Senate Democrats are undeterred and will not abandon the fight to protect everyone's reproductive rights. So I want to thank all of my colleagues here today who are working with us every single minute to make sure we are on the side of American women to make their own health care choices. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Senator Baldwin.